Hey everyone, this is the HappyAnimaidCafeManager here with another walkthrough episode for the game Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Justice for All. Anyway, this is another. Anyway, you've got one more question for this clown. Who is Acro's younger brother? Sean Dingling. But everyone always calls him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his downfall. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling. You mean Leon? Yes, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling. Some sick grin. No way, that's impossible. A smirking lion, a flying murderer? Why does it seem that it's always Mo who catches all of these incredible events? Nick, can lions smile? We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. So that's what really happened. Well, you guys were so serious. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. Well, all this truthfulness has put me in the mood for a burger. Here, you two have some pepper. Shake. There he goes again, acting like his normal crazy self. Shoo! Nice, what a wonderful sneeze, huh? You think so? You sneeze with pepper and slip on the banana. That's a basic clown shit. Girlie, I know you goatee understand that. Nick, I think I make a good clown. Other than Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer. Does Regina sneeze with pepper too? She does. Bat would always tease her with pepper. But Bat? From my point of view, those two always look so perfect together. They look so perfect together, huh? Well, he did ask for pepper. Sorry, but I don't know anything about that. About Bat. When you think about it, he really was a good guy. He truly liked Regina. He would try anything to get her attention. He seemed like a good guy. Back then, Acro was always laughing. But I guess that everything backstage at the circus isn't always rosy. I see. It's harder than you think making people laugh all the time. Profiles for Bat. What do you think about this person? Sorry, I've already given my heart to another man, so I'm not interested in enrolling in your dating service. Huh? I just wanted to know if you knew this person. She's denying the existence of Bat. Maximilian's still not there. Ah, Mr. Wright, back again, I see. Well, he did say I'll be back. Wait, or was it that someone else? We're back because Acro's hiding his legs, why his legs were injured. He was injured in an accident 6 months ago. It would seem that he knows what we know. Well, it seems you've got things that you want to talk about. So far away. Lately, doesn't want to talk about his brother, huh? I know it's a bit too early in this episode for me to save game, but I really want to conserve my chances before. If I screw up too much, in case I make too many mistakes. About the wheelchair. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice, yes. Unfortunately, acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, he'd have no reason to keep it a secret. Acro, are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause of your injury? Leon, 6 months ago you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. I know I'm on the right track. I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. I'm not sure if the attack is the best word to be using. You must have battled a lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight. You had to fight to save someone. Bats, it was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo, he must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo, but he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. A slip of the tongue. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down at the same time. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up wrapped up in the same accident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broken Acro's psych lock. He must have had an incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Maybe something you don't seem to Maybe something you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. They're saying something. What about this, Acro? Are you aware how strange you seem sometimes? You seem to think you know what will happen before you do, but you're wrong. What? It's clear you haven't come to grips with what's going on. There's no way I could backpedal away from this. Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Maybe something you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being so evasive. Regina, you always seem calm and collective until you start talking about her, saying things like she is cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bad, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? No, maybe I overdid it again. But if I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof that you had it for Regina all along. Phoenix, you should just quit while you're still ahead. Acro, you know, I think I hate you more than I ever hated her, huh? How could what you should just showed me possibly prove that I hate Regina? It looks like I picked the wrong piece of evidence. Here's proof that you had it out for Regina all along. Found in Regina's pocket on the morning of a crime. Press A button. Oh, I should have presented that. Where'd you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noticed it was there around breakfast time. Always take Acro his morning breakfast in the morning. You wrote this and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. That's all I'm gonna get. My legs were injured by Leon. 6 months ago, my younger brother Bats had a dare with Regina. Dare? An absurd dare. If I could put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane. Didn't you know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too, but that line was very old to begin with, and age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing, and that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. When Leon chomped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again, and that's the reason why I keep going. Regina and Bat. Bat and Regina. They were such a great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is that scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. This scarf was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously. What? When he put down on Bat's head, the expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick, I know. Both said the same thing. What do you think it all means? I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. Von Karma, I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. But the scarf is evidence in the trial. That's for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I served a summons on Acro to appear in the court tomorrow as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more at the prosecutor's office. Acro, a witness? Come on, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, Ma'am. Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something you could use. This is all beginning to come together now. December 30th, 9:41 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 5. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweetie. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina. How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end. It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweetie? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous! Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo, top of the morning to you, Governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my, thank you. So, how are you today, Wright? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real criminal. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's going to be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want to make sure Regina watches. Yes. That's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. That same day at 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2. The court is now in session in the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor gumshoe. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Where were you at the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see that the witness room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. What you witnessed. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left to do is explain how the defendant disappeared into the night sky. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, I may quote yesterday's proceedings. There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. It was... You were resting in your bed. One would assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off by some curtains. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes? And you said that you were resting in bed. That's correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. Maybe something was contradictory with what you just said. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there is a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? What in the world is this? Ow! You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What don't I get? You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again, straight towards the guilty verdict. You were bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Witness, would you mind repeating your testimony? Certainly. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth. Just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? No, nothing, Your Honor. Until I could find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. The light in your bedroom was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I pressed him, the less results I seemed to get. But maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. What's the matter? Better not overdo it. He's getting ready to crack. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? That's not important. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of a maintenance on the witness memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow! Objection! Sustained. Don't sustain that. Acro must be lying about things, huh? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. I gotta save game before I start to take my chances. There is a contradiction. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk cat. What about the silk cat? I saw on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking out from your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was tough enough a challenge for me. That's a shame because you would have noticed the silk cat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand! Order! Like always, someone has to open their mouth before thinking. Yeah, I gotta save game again now that I've made it far further. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, to be continued, baby.